Welcome to Livable Legacies. My name is Rose Nyawando, and today my question to you is, who are you raising? Who are you impacting? What kind of children are we leaving behind? I am a mother, I'm a niece, I'm an auntie to people, I'm an auntie with quotes to people, and so this is a question that I'm all constantly asking myself. And in relation to my recent trip home to Kenya, my question again today is raising legacy keepers. And my concern is, what are we teaching and what am I teaching my children? What values am I teaching my children? And to you too, what values are you teaching your children? What are those things that money cannot buy? What values are you transferring across generations? There are values that I was raised by. One of those is giving. Another is family, the value of family, and supporting each other and standing for each other and pulling the ladder back for someone else, getting to a certain level and pulling the ladder, sending the ladder back so that someone else can use the ladder, giving back. Those are some of the values I was raised with. So welcome to Livable Legacies. That's what we're going to be talking today.
Welcome to Livable Legacies.
In relation to my recent trip to Kenya, one of the number one value and truth that we brought back with me, and that I'm sending back to my children, is our children again inherit what we choose as parents or as the older generations to promote or to perpetuate or to send back and to impact on our children. Legacy sometimes I think is not necessarily just economic wealth. It is also what we live with, the memories that we build with them, the culture that we live with them, the things we choose to promote and not promote, things that no inheritance will teach you, or things that include or impact pride in who they are and keeps them grounded. Those are the things that I'm concerned about. And particularly for this trip, one of the things that I was very, very intentional, and we were very, very intentional in promoting in our children, is for them to see difference. They saw the city on all the highways and the ways of life, and they could eat out in anywhere, and whatever kind of food they desire, they would find it. Also, they would find the traditional foods in the city. And then we went up country, we went to different cities also within up country. I went to my home, my husband's home, how the home setup is, different things like that. So those sorts of things that we intentionally chose, even in the places we stayed in apartments, we stayed in homes, bungalows, we stayed in hotels, we stayed in nice places, we stayed in very noisy places. So all of this is part of what we intentionally chose to promote and bring out for the kids and to have them experience, because a lot of this sometimes is a lot of the wealth that we carry is a gift of travel. I think that's a gift, and it's a blessing. And on another hand, it opens up their worldview of things, and I want them to be able to inherit that and carry that with them. And no inheritance can teach you that, because it gives you pride in who you are. It grounds the children in who they are. So that's one. Well, our children inherit what we choose to promote and we're intentional about. Number two, culture is not a luxury. Okay, it is not maybe. Okay, it's a lifeline. And particularly us who are raising children away from home, it is very easy for kids to not be grounded. It is very, and particularly in this age where there's social media, knowledge is everywhere, the kids are being bombarded by information everywhere. Choosing to impact cultural values and cultural practices and meaning and values, I think does impact on the children very, very deep sense of belonging and sense of pride, and grounds them and centers them, I think. Part of this, and this is in the small things, it's in what kind of food did we eat when they travel. They ate all kinds of food and in different kinds of settings. How do we eat when we sit down to eat? Number one, we sit down as a family and we eat together. That is something that is very rare. For example, even now in my home here, it's very rare that we sit together and eat together because of the schedules that we have. This one has this schedule, this one has the other schedule. It is very rare to find us all at the same time in the house at the same time sharing a meal, unless we are intentional about it and we cut out some things to spend that time. But at home, what they saw is part of the culture is no matter what, everybody has to be home by a certain time and everybody has to be seated at the table to share a meal. That's one. They get chores to do in the house depending on who you are. There are chores, for example, to feed the chicken. Grandpa's chores is to bring the cows in and to milk the cows and to vaccinate the goats and that kind of thing. There's a house help and the houseboy in the home. The houseboy's job is to do this and the other. So everybody has a role. And the women are respected in certain ways also. And so for my children to be able to see that, I think it's very impactful. And for them to be able to watch that and learn that a home, for us, home is not a place that we left. It is a certain kind of rhythm, a certain kind of life, and this flows in their bones as well. And you could see it even when we give the children some simple tasks for them to do within the home. They do it with pride, with a sense of belonging, and they because they know they can do it. When they are given different kinds of food, even my eldest, she's 14, you could see when she's eating the food she's been given, it is not too strange because here we do eat similar food, it tastes different. And when they're able to drink tea, for example, eat ugali with something else, chicken or whatever. Also at the same time, there's capacity for them to have pizza. So, but for them to be able to see the contrast, I think that was very, very impactful for us. So culture, again, is a lifeline, grounds the children, centers them, gives them a sense of pride, a sense of belonging. History is grounded in that. So that's the second thing. The third thing is that service. That's one of the things that we are very intentional when raising our children. That service is the grounds for wealth. And that it's something that is sacred. Service grounds wealth and it's sacred. If your job or if your goal is just get and you don't give back, I want my children to learn that there is value in giving back, and it is sending the signal to the universe, thank you for the abundance that I have because I'm able to bless somebody else. Okay? And we don't give back just because we are blessed. No, we don't just give up because we have it. No, it's because someone at some point gave to us, and so we are giving back. And whenever we can bring a family member on any of the trips or bring a family member in any of the vacations, and if we can expose other children in certain ways, we did that. One of the things that my oldest did was to lobby in her school for them to donate school supplies, and we carried 2 suitcases of school supplies to take to Kenya in the rural area for the children in the rural area to be able to benefit from that and to be able to inspire them and to talk to them and to inspire them to stay in school because education matters, particularly in environments like that. Education does matter. Okay, so I think that was very critical for us to be able to impact that in our children and for them to be able to find joy and blessing in serving others and giving and providing for others. And it also made them have a sense of gratitude for what they have. I mean, we slept in so many beds. I mean, there were so many different roofs over our head. We ate such different things. And for them to be able to appreciate that, I think that was very, very meaningful to us. So that's 3. 4, rituals aren't just the real riches. I think rituals are the real riches, and this part of the things that we did was visit the graves of the people who have passed while we were away. We went to my uncle's, stood by my uncle's grave. We stood by my grandmother's grave. We did such things, and even just small things like when you come into our home, we pray first. We have come from a journey, we pray first. We give thanks for journey masses before we leave and part ways. One of the rituals is we reconcile with each other. Did we do something wrong to you? Did we offend you in any way? Forgive us. We forgive each other. So that we are parting in good ways, in good terms, because who knows about tomorrow? And when people come in, before we leave, we have to pray. When we come into our home, we pray for everything. We are thankful. We are always giving thanks. And for children to watch this as part of the rituals for our family and for the greater family, I think that was very important. And when my daughter asked me, why do we do this? I'm like, it's a way for us to give gratitude. Is to recognize that it is not for granted that you move from point A to B. It is not for granted. You don't take it for granted that you arrived where you're going safely. Not everyone who left their house this morning arrived back to where they were going. No. So for that reason, we have something to be grateful for. So it's in the little things. Before we eat, we pray. We are thankful for the food that we are eating, and it's a way of just such small rituals being able to impact that on the children, I think was very, very impactful. And for them to walk away feeling a sense of there's more to life than the simplicity of the lives that we live. Yes, they are blessed where they are now. Yes, they have most of the things they need in life, but there's more to life than their existence. There's more difference in life, and there's more, and where they come from, there are values and cultures. So no one should shake them in the pride they should have in themselves, and in the grounding and the centeredness that they have in themselves. And I think for me, that's a true blessing. And I'm eternally thankful that we had the opportunity to be able to have this trip and to be able to share this with our family, and to have the family pour into us. We poured into the family, we brought gifts, and my daughter would ask, are we all these things we're giving away? Yes, all those things we gave away. And in turn, they also gave us a lot more. While what they gave us was probably not material, there's not tangible, but it is in spending time with us, in the acknowledgement, in the stories, in the connection that we had. That alone poured so much life into us, so much joy into us, gave added health in our years by so much. You can't even measure it in terms of value, in terms of dollar. Particularly in these developed countries, where when you go home, how often do people just take time off to come and hang out, run around with you, drive you places? We need to go see this auntie, we need to go see that grandma. Someone is driving with you, taking you in those places. It is not always this case, right? It is not easy to find that. So for that is pouring life into us, and it is not always material. Sometimes it's in the joy, sometimes it's in the peace, sometimes it's the capacity to share a laughter. And joy is free out there, it's just free. To be able to share that, I think is meaningful to us. And so I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please take time, subscribe, press the subscribe button, share with a friend, and welcome to Kenya if you should choose to come to Kenya with me the next time too. All right, be limitless. Be limitless.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss out on the latest content. I'll catch you in the next one.